So today I wanted to talk about something that's a bit different than usual in my usual videos. Right now I'm doing a lot of Valorant. And it's gonna be a bit different today. I wanted to come out because basically in the last few videos I've been trying to IGL certain stuff, and I have a small past in IGLing. And for those who don't know what that is, that's the in-game leading. This is where one person will take control of a team and try and give out certain calls and ideas that could hopefully lead the team to victory. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I have a few people, personally my friends, that ask like and question why I make certain calls and the way I play the game, and they kind of just come to me and ask like, why and how do you IGL? And I'm not the best, I'm gonna be honest. So if anyone is watching here who's higher, like I'm Immortal myself. I'm an Immortal 1 player. I have team prac experience. I've played in the UKC, I played in the Welsh Esports League, and I played in a few other small challenger mode tournaments here and there. And I have been on a few teams now, so I roughly understand the basics of IGLing, and I want this video to be sort of like a standing point for people who want to try and IGL. Now, I'm going to be looking down a bit because I've written out what I want to say, so please, I will not always be looking at the camera. Respect that. So, the way I IGL might be feeling somewhat familiar to some people, especially if you watch VCT. If you might notice some similarities to certain pro teams or players, or it might seem completely different. Either way, this is my personal approach in-game leading, so I just ask like, please respect that. And if you have different ways or you think I'm wrong, that's fair enough, but I would like to hear that. Just please do not just try and seem disrespectful about it. But yeah, so if you disagree, that's totally fine. Everyone has their own style, but I'd actually love to hear you IGL or how you IGL too. So drop your thoughts or your team's like ideas or anything you have for yourself down in the comments. I always enjoy seeing different perspectives and reading the comments anyway, so please just leave that about and I'll have a look. For me, I like to IGL a bit differently to some people. Some people a lot are very similar to me, but when you look at teams like Paper X, they're very different. These guys will go their own way completely, and that's why so many teams love playing them. And that's probably why they've got into the finals of Toronto. They're an amazing team, and they play very differently to people, and it works. And it's a really strategic and very well played team synergy and energy. But for me personally, I like to IGL with a slower pace. I focus on reading the enemy, trying to get a feel of how they're playing, and then lurking them into making, or not lurking, sorry, luring them into making a move, or forcing out some of their utility. It's more about control, info gathering, and setting the tempo rather than rushing in blind. So I like to really slow down a round. My purpose for this would be to take... How do I put this? My number one goal is to make them lure out utility and make them make their first move, so then we can react off of that. So for example, let's say we're playing split and the enemy sage is walling mid every single round. Instead of trying to break the wall right away, I'll wait and I'll play the clock and let that wall decay naturally. Once it's gone, the enemy has to make a decision. They don't have mid control anymore, and now they have no idea what they're doing. They've lost that mid control because they've relied it all on the sage wall. This is why I don't like sage. She can be used, but I don't like sage. But let's say that, yeah, they've walled mid every single round, and your teams, you've tried A main, you've tried mid, and you've tried B main on split, right? Nothing's really working. You're having the odd round or odd game where it has worked, and you know it's working, but you're still losing the game, and now you're like one round off going overtime and winning, and they're just catching up because you can't take the win, can't take the control. If they've wall mid every round, the play there for me, I would call to probably just play out the round until that wall breaks, because the moment that wall breaks, the enemy now has to prioritize mid a bit more. Mid can be easily taken by either people rushing down to vents or rushing into mail into B heaven. So now that they've taken control of mid, and that mid control has disappeared, it forces player on the defensive side to come and now gather up and also have to hold mid, meaning they're losing control more on A main and B main. This might also lead them to potentially even push up one of the mains or even push up mid. And if your team are playing patiently and you're gathering information, you might be able to get the pick. It might not always work, but you might just be able to get that pick. That moment when they're unsure and they need to react, that's why I take advantage. I lead based on their movements and the ideas they're showing me. That help shape my own calls and decisions for the team and gets us closer to our end goal, winning the round and ultimately the game. Now I'm gonna be real, the next section is true, so if you're trying to IGL and rant, I don't really recommend it as much. IGL doesn't always work in rant. You don't always get teammates who want to listen or who are on the same page, and that's okay. Like, rant is chaotic by nature, but I still try to stick to this mindset when I can. And if there is a team that communicates, it can really make a difference. I will just chuck out there, like, there has been so many times I've tried to make a call, or I've been playing with somebody, so where we tried to call in game and it hasn't really worked. And the reason being is because it's not everyone wants to play this game at the level. I think level is a bad term, makes me put them in, like, sound really bad. I'm gonna try and sound respectful, but, like, there are a lot of players in this game who want to go somewhere, who want to improve and want to go somewhere. If that means them trying to IGL or try certain strats and rant, that's okay, that's fine, that's respectful. You should so go do that. If anything, that's what I do, okay? But, like, there are so many people who do not care as much as those people, and they just want to play the game. And because of that, it's like, these people collide in games, and that's when you will lose a game, because one person will take it seriously where they want to play seriously and they want to play Valorant at a serious standard, and the other person just wants to play, and they're trying still, but they don't want to stick to set strats, set comps, set all this. And it's like, me personally, I don't like that. That's not, I play Valorant to play strategically and also play the meta comps and all this stuff, and it's a bit cringe to some, but it's like, that's how I like to play, because then I know if I lose, I lost because they were better. But it's like, a lot of rant is just, oh, we have a Reyna in slot, now we have a Clove in slot. Oh, we don't know ice, we don't know entry. I think people should be able to play what they want, but there is a level where comp matters, without a doubt. And because of that, it's like, people try to IGL, and because it's not working, they'll lose their shit. And people just, some people are just disrespectful in the game. You've probably seen a person who's very disrespectful, doesn't want to listen, just straight up rude. I had a game the other day where I was on Ascent, and we hit Rush B main, and the Jet was like, oh, we saw two people in B. One was smoked off and the other was running away. And instead of pushing that, we instantly went back through mid, went to A and died, because it was very readable. Because that, I just asked him, I went, how come you wanted to just run back? He didn't give me an answer, he just got really flustered, really angry, and kind of just dissed me, and then called me the N-word, called me everything under the sun, and then spoke in his own language, started dissing me. Like, it was just very weird. We won that game somehow, but he was just, it was just no need for it. And his duo couldn't say nothing as well, because, I mean, what can you say when your teammate's being racist and rude? Like, you can't. Like, I don't know why I was playing with him, but it's just stupid. So that guy's now been banned. But yeah, I'm losing my thingy. But yeah, rant is chaotic by nature, and it isn't always gonna work, so that's fine. But if it doesn't, just try and play your own game and try not to lose your mental. Mental is everything in this game. You lose that mental, you've lost the game, or even the round. But there is proof I want to show you. So there is actually a video I want to show you that I did recently, where I basically tried to IGL the ending, and I want to show you why I did those said calls and why I thought of them in those moments. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so this is the video I wanted to show you. So I did this game the other day, and basically we were down a round or two, and then we started winning, but we couldn't get the final push, the final stretch. So then I had to take over. Now the issue we had was we tried A main, we tried B main, it wasn't working at all. Now similar to the example I showed earlier, I knew that Sage Wall was stopping us from doing much. Because this Sage Wall, they could prioritize their teammates, maybe having one extra person on B or one extra person on even A. Because they knew we didn't contest it. So my idea was to take some B main control, give them information we're on B, and then we cut noise for a bit, and then we re-hit mid when the Sage Wall goes down. Now if I speed up this round, and we see what happens, we have, the round starts, right? I start jiggling, I fight, I believe, the KO, I start whiffing, but he runs away, which is fine. He thinks I'm lurking now. He only sees me, he thinks I'm lurking. Jet gets a beautiful pick on mid, and because of that, my team can now push up mid while I'm clearing the site. I've walked into B and my teammates are pushing up mid. B site is completely free, and I managed to swiftly get through to CT, and I get 2. It is an easy round. I've gotten 2. It's now a 2v1. I go back to site, Clove gets the pick. We win the round. Now, we've done this 2 rounds in a row now. So I'm thinking, in my head, my idea was, we've done this slow pace. It's worked. The team we're facing now should get an understanding that we've just waited for the sage rule. So they're probably either going to stack towards the mid side, or they're going to leave one less person on A or B. And that's what I was hoping for, and they play retake. Now, it somewhat worked out, because I believe they stacked towards the mid. Because in this round here, I gave the call to basically, we're going to make B main presence and we're going to cut noise. And after a little bit of said time, I said we're going to explode. And this said time was literally now. I only waited a few seconds because I wanted to explode differently this time. So then we explode. And as you can see, KO was heaven, Sage was heaven. There was 2 heaven waiting for us. And then Neon was on site. So because of that, I was able to give the call to take the site. We got the bomb down. Now Neon did get 1. However, Clove got the refrag. Clove got 2. I get 1. I swing CT when I shouldn't have. I died to KO. My teammate gets the Cypher, and now it's a 2v1, and Clove gets the final pick. We win the game. That was my whole understanding, and it did work. I did try for this, and it did work. It's the same with this FNS video I did. In this video here, we're on Sunset, and I gave the call. Whenever we went always through A main, and we always got caught because there's so many angles from A main you have to do. Plus, they were one way in it. Because of that, I had my whole team behind me, and I said, listen, if we go 4-man elbow and you leave me A main, I will deal with these guys. The guys pushing down from A main, I will deal with them. You guys go around B. I'm telling you, going round to elbow is so much more easier than going through, go around to A elbow. It's so much more easier to go around elbow than it is main. Okay, we can get around with flashes. You have so many different areas you can flash, you can smoke, you can stun. It's so easy. They started listening, we won the game. And we did it every single round. And then we did 1 round where we didn't do that, and we went B and we got fucked. So that's how I kind of like to do it. I like to play the game a bit more slower. I think it depends on the map, truly. I think Split is a much more slower control pace map compared to other maps like Sunset and all that stuff. But that was my understanding of how basically to get better. And that's really it, to be honest. So with that being said, I'll wrap this up here now. I just wanted to say, it's like the way IGL does depend on the map. It also does depend on who we're facing as well. It will always divert and change. But this is just like a small look into how IGL. For me, it's about patience, reading the flow, and reacting smart. Like it's just how I work. I've always been someone who tries to work around a strategy or focus on a strategy or even try and see through a strategy. So it's always how I've worked, whether it's been games since I was the age of 4 years old or the age I am now where I'm 20. So it's like, that's how I kind of do it. I've always loved a good little puzzle in my head, and IGLing for me is the way I go for it. Now, let me know. This isn't the best breakdown I've done, but just let me know if you want more breakdowns like this, or you want to share your own approach, because I would love to see how you guys IGL. I really would. I would love to see, like, if you want me to discuss why I think agents like Yoru is the best, and agents like Vise, and what maps I think meta should be and shouldn't be, for example. I'm always down to hear different styles and plays. And listen, I ain't gonna come out here and say I'm the best IGL. I ain't gonna go out here saying I am Boaster, I am Finesse. I'm not doing that. These thumbnails, as you know, aren't like, I'm not serious with them. I don't think I'm the best IGL in the world at all. I really do not. Hell, if I join a team, I probably ain't gonna put myself as down as IGL. I'm gonna put myself as I can IGL, but I think I'm open for you guys to definitely find someone way better, because I know there's better people out there. The reason I wanted to do this is kind of help those who want to start IGLing or try and get somewhere in the esports scene. And if you're watching this and you don't know how to IGL, and I don't know, maybe that the example of me chatting about it should help. Just the number one thing you want to do if you do want to start IGLing is start reading people. Go into ranked and see what they're doing. Once you start seeing, like, okay, these agents are here. Why are these agents here? Why have they suddenly given up this? Okay, if they've given up this, they've probably pushed this on this eco. There's no one A. They're on an eco. Okay, they probably push B or mid. They're either going to be flank, maybe. Just start making these calls in your head. If they start working, maybe bring them up. Try them in a rank game. Go try them in a trial or scrim. Just try and have a confidence in yourself. Because once you have confidence in yourself, your team will have confidence in you. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Shit happens. The amount of times I've called stuff and I've been wrong is uncountable. But there's also been calls where I've been confident and my team's been able to back me because of it, and they feel more confident listening to me and also off their own plays because they feel confident. Hopefully I'm right, and because that's building them confidence about their aim, their shooting, their thought process. So that's how I see it anyway. But I hope this little video could help you. I hope this helps you understand maybe how I IGL and why I play the way I do. I'm a bit more slower paced. I'm not really the fast entry duelist type, apart from Yoru. But I am someone who likes to take their time with some stuff. And I hope if you guys are inspired in any way or want to, just let me know down below, and I would appreciate that. But anyway, hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please smash the like button, comment down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. I've been around here for a while, enjoying my content. I haven't said that in so long. I haven't made a YouTube video like this in so long. But yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely day. If you are in the UK, it is dire out here right now in the heat. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Catch me on twitch.tv/riotdemons, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.